This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Dave, I'm curious, have you set your pitching plans yet for the next couple of days?
So our plan would definitely to be to throw Smith on Thursday. Today, we're just getting ready to go work out. I'd probably be able to announce that in 2 or 3 hours. We just got to double check on a couple things as far as making sure everybody's okay. And then we'll have our pitcher for tomorrow.
So I guess is the play with Smith going tomorrow, you kind of want to keep everybody on schedule like they have been the last week or so?
Well, not necessarily, excuse me, looking forward to the next weekend because there's, we don't know who we're going to play and who we're going to pitch. All the guys are going to have plenty of rest that will be able to make that decision after the regional is, the selection committee, lets us know who we're going to play. So, but we will go Smith in game 2, and I'm not sure who'll hopefully get a chance to play game 3 and more. So we'll try to get some guys some work.
Tom.
Sorry, it took me a second to unmute there. Hey, so will all the pitchers be more like, on some pretty good pitch counts, and you only want to use, Tigert, Smith, and Holland once, and maybe McIntyre once? Is that kind of the plan?
Probably with the first few guys, but with McIntyre, probably not so much. I mean, he's a guy that we feel like he wants to pitch more. And, if we needed to use him game 1, game 3, game 4, maybe not game 4, but whatever, a couple times for sure. Get him out there and let him go a little bit. Just like the other day, we could have left him in. He was feeling great. He was actually throwing just as well as he did the first ball game he pitched, and he felt great. Didn't want to come out of the game. And if it had been a different situation, we wouldn't have taken him out.
So the general thought is you guys are in good position to, get a top 8 seed. What's the importance of the tournament for you guys generally? And I know you like to win every game, but maybe from your pitching standpoint, maybe you don't need to be pitching till Sunday,
Yeah, it's obviously we do want to win. And I guess the importance would be to continue to get these pitchers work, but not too much work, keep them sharp. And then the same with the hitters, they need live at bats, and especially with a couple of guys that have been injured, to get those guys in the lineup and swinging the bat and try to get them right.
Right. And then from a scouting standpoint, you guys go watch Tennessee, Texas A&M today. And if you wouldn't mind, for those of us writing something for your game tomorrow, could you maybe talk a little bit about Tennessee and Texas A&M? It's my last question.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go work out right now, a couple hours, battle the rain a little bit. I think it's hopefully getting out of here and do what we can do. And then probably a couple of us will peel off and go watch that game a little later. Not so much scouting. We played both those teams 3 games. We know what they're all about, but maybe just to get out of the hotel and go watch one of the teams we're going to play tomorrow. And then I don't know, what are you looking for? What else you talking?
Well, just kind of the general traits of Tennessee and Texas A&M. What do you think of each club, basically?
Well, I think that, first on Tennessee, after they left our place, they heated up pretty good. They maybe lost another game midweek, and I don't know. They struggled most of the game against Vandy, and then when they tied that thing up in like the 9th, beat them in extra innings, they went on a roll. They just kind of flipped the switch, and they've been pretty good ever since. They obviously have very good arms. They have a couple of incredible bullpen arms that have actually started a little bit as well. Offensively, they're not the team they were last year, because that team was special, especially on the offensive end, but they have enough pitching to get through the tournament. And, I don't know who they're throwing today, but I'm sure whoever they throw tomorrow will be probably, a little more of a rotation guy, and then probably get back to normal after that. But, they've got to get through A&M, and then A&M's kind of in a little bit of they're kind of on the bubble, so to speak. That's the rumor. I think they're probably in, but if they were to lose today, they would be sweating it out for a while, it looks like. So I think they're gonna use everybody they have to win today. And I don't think Tennessee's in that spot at all, obviously. So A&M's has finally started hitting the ball like everybody thought they would. They have so many starters back from last year that hit the ball well, and they've been scoring a lot of runs. And I think that's the deal. Both teams that have an opportunity to play tomorrow, they're scoring, and we're going to have to score with them or do a really good job on the mound.
Ellis.
Yeah, coach, it's well documented that like success in this tournament doesn't always correlate to the NCAA tournament. But, obviously, what's the balance like for your coaching staff not wanting to just go into this lackadaisical and still want to get better as a team?
Well, that's the message to the team. Let's just take care of the game we have in front of us, and let's just play good today. And, let's not go backwards. If you lose, you lose. You're losing to a good team. If you win, you're beating a good team. You just want to play good. And, if we do that and it doesn't go good, you can live with that and get back to your home base and rest up and get ready for an exciting weekend.
And then just, for your team, this is a trip that you guys might end up being on together for almost an entire week or more. Just do you think this time where you're together and you're forced to be together for this entire stretch, do you think this is a big and important, time of year for your team to kind of grow together?
Yeah, it sure doesn't hurt. I think this team's extremely close, and there's probably teams in the past, I would tell you, that being together like this. I mean, we left last Wednesday, practiced in Nashville Wednesday night. So we know we're going to be here at least through Wednesday and hopefully longer. I think it's good for the guys to be together like this, and just they don't have to go to school, worry about school right now. It's more about just getting healthy and being a good baseball player and a good teammate. And I think it's going good, and I think it is important.
Dylan.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for the time. Just to follow up on the A&M Tennessee question, I was wondering if you had a personal preference in who you face.
There's no way that I could tell you that if I did. And you probably know that, but yeah, I pick your poison, right? They're both good. We played them both 3 times in Fayetteville, beat them 3 times each. I'm sure whoever we get they're going to give us their best shot. And when I saw that we were playing one of those 2, I just kind of shook my head and thought, wow, that figures. And but it's just baseball, but they're both good. I can't really say much more.
Thank you.
Dudley.
Well noted that Morris struggled coming, starting the year, but he seems like he's on a really good track right now. How much confidence do you have in him, and how much better does that make the pitching staff, knowing that you have a veteran that is pitching well and has pitched in big situations?
Yeah, we have a lot of confidence in him, and I think we proved that by bringing him in, when we did this past weekend in some big situations, and having him is, that's big for us. It's just an experienced older pitcher that has been in some really tough spots as far as in games and handling games. I mean, he's pitched in the College World Series. He's been there and done that. So I don't think the moment's too big for him. It's just about using his ability to execute pitches, and that's what he's been doing.
Whether it's Ben McLaughlin, Holtz, some others, I guess, that you call them future starters instead of reserves. Talk a little bit about how important they were to being able to get a share of the title and have the success that you had.
We wouldn't have got it without them. I mean, that's obvious. These guys are good baseball players. Well, we brought them in here and a little bit older. We needed a little bit of experience, and so we dipped into the JUCO ranks and tried to get some guys that were kind of physical, big and strong, and could get through the season, and didn't know last fall if they're going to be starters or future starters or whatever. And but they accepted their roles, and when they got in there, they did a great job. Ben's situation, he was swinging the bat, and we were going to get him in there, and then he hurt his knee, missed another 4 or 5 weeks, and took him a little bit, and then we had an injury and we plugged him in there, and man, he helped us win some games, swung the bat really well. And then, with Peyton Holt, I mean, he just kept working on his defense and offense, pretty much not in game situations. And when he got the opportunity, I mean, he hit the ground running. And he looked like an everyday player to me. And just the defense has been better than I thought it would be, because you never know how it's going to go in a real game. And the offense has been amazing. Tough out, looks like a good SEC hitter. So without those two guys, you can knock off some wins, that's for sure.
Thanks.
Courtney.
Hey, Dave, just congratulations on SEC Coach of the Year again, another award for you. How does it feel?
It feels great. I appreciate it. It's all about, how we're perceived maybe. And I think we were perceived as the fourth or fifth best team in the West. And we finished a lot higher than that. And we won games that maybe a lot of people didn't think we would, because of the players and the way they worked. And I got a great staff. We made some good decisions that panned out. I think when you look back at the decision about 10 days out from conference, when Coach Hobbs and I just discussed how we got to handle this going into league play, it was about winning one game and putting Smith in the bullpen, and then give credit to Smith for not fighting us on that. He was whatever we got to do to win. And I think that really showed the team how good a teammate he is. And he's really all about winning and not about his numbers. And usually if you have that approach, you end up getting what he deserves. First team all SEC. I mean, that team right there. You get on that team, you're probably going to play in the big leagues one day, or you're going to be close. So, it's a great feeling. But the best feeling to me is knowing that we finished on top of the West, and then getting a piece of the overall championship, which is so hard to get. And we were so close to getting it all by ourselves that it's hard to even look back on it, because it kind of makes you a little nauseated, honestly. It is a great feeling. I'm just really proud of the players.
And last one from me, you talked about the message to the team this week. What's their mindset like after, obviously being on the bus, heading to Hoover, traveling after coming off that Vanderbilt series?
It was interesting we take two buses here, split the team up a little bit, but the buses was really quiet. It wasn't like you just won a championship. They were really quiet. They're disappointed that we lost, and we just feel like we let them slip away. And they probably doing a lot of thinking. I think maybe it'll help us down the road, because teams still definitely got some edge and attitude. I think the mindset right now is, man, we got to get our shortstop healthy. We got to get the pitching lined up, and we almost lost Holt on that play as well. I mean, he's a tough kid and very strong. He might have been really hurt, and when they collided, doing what they do, and that's putting in an incredible effort to try to make a play in a desperate situation when that inning was just falling apart. And but I think they're really glad to be here. I think, like all of us, we're glad that 10 weekend gauntlet's over with, and just kind of catch your breath. And now, yesterday we had a workout. I thought it was very spirited. You could tell they wanted to be out there. And, even at the end of, we lifted, the pitchers lifted after their workout, and position players lifted. And so there was some waiting around. And I mean, they were throwing the football around, running pass patterns. You had managers trying to cover guys, you had coaches trying to do things. And I'm thinking, well, this looks fun, but man, I hope nobody gets hurt. I had to slow down a few guys on a few things, but you could just tell they like being out there. They like each other, and the mindset's good. I don't know how it's going to go here. I do believe that we'll play well, but I'm not going to go crazy as far as extending our pitchers to try to win a game. And I think they know that.
Thanks, Coach.
Tom and Honey, last two questions. We got to go to practice. Tom, you're muted.
I'm sorry, you mentioned Bolton for a second. What's his availability, his status?
He won't play tomorrow for sure. They've tried to really excel this as far as the treatments, a lot of treatment, keeping it elevated. Walked with a boot on it when he wasn't. Now he's not in a boot, and he walked to the bus yesterday. He did not hit or field. I don't think he will today either. Maybe play some catch today. If we're here on Saturday, I think there'd be an opportunity to play, but that's guessing. If he's not ready, like 95% ready, I'm not going to play him. So we'll see how that turns out. The other issue is if we have another middle infielder go down, we'll see who's playing there. So it'll get interesting if that happens.
Would you really like to get Bybee, Fouch, maybe a couple of other guys some innings in this tournament?
Yeah, at least out there once. And they both have really good arms. I think that we're going to need them. We're going to need them. So we got to really try to get them out there if it's right.
If there's any other question time, I defer to Andrew here.
Yeah, Dave, you mentioned Fouch and Bybee there, but Ledbetter, the last time out, he gave you 4 scoreless in a midweek game. Is he a guy that might be see the mound this week?
Yeah, and he's more of a long guy for us, I think. So, if we play long enough, or depending on the situation, I think he's ready to roll. He's, so to speak, he's foaming at the mouth. He wants the ball. So we'll see if we can work that out.
BetOnline.ag is your #1 source for all your basketball info, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds and lines, including the latest player reports for this year's pro basketball playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters this season, as we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. Basketball, MLB, NHL hockey, right down to UFC and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way for you to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games you can play right from your home. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's BLEAV. BLEAV. Bet online, where the game starts.